Mhm.
All right. Good Sunday evening, everybody. Hope everybody had a great weekend. I had a phenomenal weekend. So we got Darren here. How you doing?
I'm
Uh,
doing good.
see, Lisa's in the chat. Hello, Miss
Hey,
Lisa.
Lisa.
But for
Mm.
there's Ben's workshop. How
Hey,
you doing,
Ben.
Ben? For the few people that are watching, yes, we did make it to the polls last night, and yes, Plan B did run great. So um, not. I'm sorry, it ran good. Still needs just a little bit of tweaking, but it's nothing big. We can uh, we can take care of that. Just just needs the carburetor adjusted just a hair more, and I think the timing needs a little bit of adjustment. So, but yeah, we'll get that all taken care of. And I did take a second place though, so I can't bitch too much.
No, like I said, told you off there. Congratulations on that. Hey, Breezy.
Hey, Breezy, how you doing? But I I kind of messed up. I probably would have done a lot, been closer to first place. I probably wouldn't have took first because the guy that took first really put it out there. I was at 258, and he was at like 306 or something like that. But I forgot what transmission was in it. It's the one I took out of my old tractor, and I forgot that the second gear in that tractor is a low gear. So, and I had it in second gear. And as I was going down the track, I'm like, man, this thing's not going like it should. It's revving, it's running. I mean, it's got good power and everything. It's not spitting and sputtering. It's just not going as fast as what it should feel like. As soon as I ended the pull, I'm like, yeah, dummy, you had it in second gear of the old transmission, which is a lower gear than what it should be. So,
Yeah. Well, well, at least figured out what was wrong, what you did wrong, and now you decide to start out in a little higher gear next time.
well, I'm gonna pull the front. There's a bull gear on those transmissions. Um, I'm gonna pull it off. I know I've got either a 16 or a 23% overdrive in it. Um, Hopefully it's the 16, so I can bump it up to a 23%, which gives me like one and a half more gears or two and a half more gears, something like that.
Yeah.
Um, if it's not, or if it is already the 23%, then I'll probably look at rebuilding or repairing the original transmission for that, putting a new ring gear in it. So uh, it's easier to do the bull gear than it is the ring gear. But uh, I went online today and looked. I can get a new 23 or 26% overdrive for $170, something like that. So if it is a 23%, I'll probably order the 26% sometime this week and get it thrown in for the next pull, which is in 2 weeks. So
Cool deal. Yeah. Well, that's the thing about it. You and Mark's got to quit building them other tractors that's close to what y'all building them at.
and
So you get leave a little about a half or 2 horsepower out of them engines. I mean, they're just building for other people. So
hey, brother, what's up?
hey, bro.
Uh,
No,
the
no,
uh,
man.
the guy that took first place is actually a national quarter scale tractor. I mean, he's he pulls on the national level too. So
Oh, okay. He's
But and I also want to say thank you to Danny and April. They came down from up around here to pit crew for me and took some video for me. So appreciate them. Made the almost hour and a half trip down to say hey and hang out with me and watch me pull and stuff. So kudos to them. And another little heads up to any other creators or anything on here that decide, hey, I'm going to go video this. Make sure there's an SD card in your camera.
well,
You can take it out of your phone.
that could happen. Actually, help a little bit. Hey,
Yeah.
VA lady.
Hey, VA lady. Luckily, I used my phone and got some video and stuff. But yeah, I got down there and got everything unloaded and set my chair up and everything. And I'm like, oh, I'm gonna grab the camera and get all that set up. And went in the truck and looked in. I'm like, oh man, you forgot the tripod. Nah, no big deal. I can freehand it. It'll be a little shaky, but it'll be okay. Grabbed the camera, decided I was gonna do an intro video while I was sitting there. Turned the camera on, pointed it, looked at the screen, and it said, check SD card. Oh, flipped the camera around. No SD card in the slot. I'm like, oh, man, please tell me there's an extra one in my camera bag. Yeah. I went and looked in the camera bag. Nope, not in the camera bag.
Ken borrowed it while you was while you wasn't looking there.
No,
Well, he can connect his phone to his
actually, it was still plugged into my computer because I downloaded all the video I shot last week and everything. Hey, Dave Carlisle, how you doing, buddy? Thank you for stopping in. Tommy, how you doing?
Hey, David, and Tommy, how are y'all doing today?
So, but I've been having some issues with that SD card, anyways. About one clip every video I shoot is either corrupted or I can't use it. And luckily, it hasn't affected my videos any. But so I'm gonna have to get some new ones ordered. So
yeah, I mean, if you're shooting in the spring or the summertime and it's a little bit warm outside, it can mess up the SD cards. I mean, it actually can mess up the.
it makes it rust.
It makes the camera run hot. I mean, my GoPros run hot anyway, so right. it makes it hard for the Mr. Jeff. How are you, sir?
Hey, Jeff, how you doing, buddy?
Look, I'm trying to catch y'all Santa Clauses up here, dude.
We'll wait and see if Ken connects or not. So, but yeah, but all in all, I only pulled one round. The polls actually started at 6 o'clock, and the all day Saturday was just a day. I didn't get a nap like I wanted to, and it was going right on 9 o'clock when we finished the first rounds of polls. So it was going to be probably another 3 hours, 2.5, 3 hours till I pulled again. So I decided I wasn't going to stick around for it, and kind of glad I did, because by the time I got home, it was 11 o'clock, because I stopped by the McDonald's on the way home and get something to eat, and it was something else. So, hey, Michelle, how you doing?
Oh, Michelle.
Michelle's over on the Facebook side. So, oh, there, Ken's connected. So, and once again, I want to just want to thank Danny and April for making the hour and a half trip down to pit crew for me. It was awesome.
My Wi-Fi is kind of sketchy today.
It looks like it.
Yeah. That Polaris is running too fast back there.
It's some shiny vehicle sitting in that garage.
Yeah,
the signal's bouncing off of.
Yeah.
Or you need to do like I did, buy those Ethernet over coax, put one end in the house, and then You can plug it into your Ethernet
I
there,
don't know what it is. My Wi-Fi is real sketchy.
and then I got a Wi-Fi adapter and put it out in my garage, and I've got great. Actually, my Wi-Fi adapter that's in the garage is better than my um, one from Verizon or from Spectrum.
Well, I got to figure out some way of getting. I guess I'm gonna have to hardwire my shop so I can get the signal into the get it through that metal building. So
Yeah, see, he's in and out.
yeah.
Hey, Doug Walker, how you doing? Thank you for stopping in, buddy.
Hey, Doug.
You in a metal
So,
building?
but no, he's not in a metal building, but
Yeah.
I think it's he has Spectrum too, and I think it's our
Wow.
Spectrum because I've actually got my computer in here that I'm on right now hardwired, and my Wi-Fi is only 15 feet away from me, and it'll glitch in and out. So,
Well, we were on Xfinity, so basically the same internet you got. So I mean, and this for a while was real glitchy, but I mean, I still think that some of our cameras, I think they keep going in and out. So I think a lot of that is, our security cameras. I think a lot of that is because of the Wi-Fi signals, kind of like bouncing or something or other. So
Crossing off each other.
oh, for the adapters to go from Ethernet to coax, I think they were like $10 or $12, and I just bought not a really good Wi-Fi adapter, just middle of the road. I think it was like $25.
Well, I've got two of them in the shop out there. I mean, as long as I keep the doors open, but when it's still dropping to 50 degrees at night, I'm sitting out there watching television. I want to light the daggum heater up. I mean, so I have to come back to the house. Yeah.
Well, see, I tried a booster too, and yes, outside my house, I can pick it up really nice. Inside my garage, it gets flaky. So,
I got.
Well, the other part of the booster is in my garage
it is
because it plugs in the outlet and it receives from the in-house out here to the garage.
Oh,
my booster.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'll send you that information because you got a cable line going out into your garage, right? That you don't use no more. Ken?
It's not hooked up in the basement.
But it's still there, right? It's not cut.
Nope. Don't use it no more.
Okay. As long as it's still there, you can plug this adapter right in beside your cable modem, run it through a coax down to your basement, attach them, plug your Ethernet into the back of the modem, plug it into this adapter, and then plug the other end of the adapter into the cable out in the garage. Get a little Wi-Fi transmitter and set it up around that shelf behind you, and you'll cover your whole garage and probably cover your whole property. Because I can almost pick up my Wi-Fi signal out of my garage. Yeah, but being inside that garage, sometimes it doesn't. Mine would never work like that.
How are you
Fixed
doing?
you, didn't I?
Well, the other part of the booster is in here with me.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
we had to do a little. Yes, I'm sorry. You can't sit there and do that all night. It's like you sit there and look on the blankets until there's a great big wet spot in the middle of them.
Uh-oh.
I just think it's the humidity. It don't want me out in the garage. It wants me in the house where it's air conditioned.
Maybe
Air
Maybe you should put
conditioner, what's that?
maybe you should put air conditioning in the shop.
No.
You can buy an old reefer unit, and put it on the wall. Just run it off some diesel fuel.
There you go, Ken. You need one of them.
I got one. I got one lying up there on that ceiling. It's 12 feet up.
Oh, that's not 12 feet up.
Well, it's probably 13. The garage door is 12, and it's a foot and a half or 2 foot above that.
Oh, it must be nice to have a big fancy garage.
And it probably doesn't help either that you parked a couple hot vehicles in there too.
That's why you gotta leave the doors open.
I got the doors open.
I know, like on days like today at work, at the end of the day when all the guys bring all their vehicles back in, have been sitting outside all day and running and everything else, and they bring them things in, even with the doors open, it raises it probably 10 degrees in my shop. Then you shut the doors, and it even gets warmer.
Yeah,
By 8 o'clock at night, you could probably cook a steak in there, huh?
Mm-hmm.
we had a friend that pulled his lawnmower in his garage, and it ended up catching the 4-wheelers he had in there. I mean, the 3-wheelers. He was restoring some 3-wheelers and stuff like that. And one of them was sentimental to him, and it burned his whole garage down. So
yeah, everything. He had them big RC planes.
Yeah, he done them big RC planes and stuff like that. So all that stuff went down.
Tens of thousands of dollars.
I mean, he had insurance, but he didn't have enough insurance to cover everything that was in there. So
his truck was in it.
Wow.
His wife's car wasn't in it.
That's why every time I get done mowing, I usually let mine sit outside until it's cooled off.
That's what I do. In the gravel driveway.
Yeah,
that's what.
I just park it out. I just park it outside my shed, and then hopefully remember to go down, put it away. But
that's what he did, but it was on grass. That was bad.
That was just the way things worked out. I think he did park it outside, and the grass and all that. The grass and all that caught on, sitting on, caught on fire, and it got into the shop, and he couldn't get it out. So,
hey,
you
Wayne,
drinking Starbucks, Jeff? You drinking Starbucks? Are you drinking a Starbucks coffee? Are you drinking Starbucks coffee, Jeff?
Do you see Starbucks on there?
I thought it looked like Starbucks when you put it down. I didn't think you were a Starbucks guy.
I was gonna ask Jeff for a loan if he was drinking Starbucks.
Are you mad?
I mean,
I ain't got that kind of money to buy a $10 coffee.
I mean, he must have dug up a extra. If he's extra one of them mason jars out of his backyard, if he's drinking Starbucks.
Well, there ain't enough. There ain't enough mason jars in the backyard to buy a Starbucks.
Wayne asked if we had storms coming through. We had a few little spots of rain earlier, but nothing since. So
yeah, we've been under threat most of the day, but we ain't seen nothing yet. So,
well, yesterday we had. I mean, there was a higher chance of rain yesterday than there was today. And when I went to leave to go down to the pools, it was pretty dark and never got another drop of rain from the time I left till the time I got home. So,
well, it has rained down here all week long, and yesterday was the first. Yesterday afternoon was the first time we didn't have any, but they were calling for heavy storms yesterday too.
What's the matter, dude? Huh? What's wrong? You can't sleep, buddy.
But I'm glad we didn't get rain, and it was well worth the trip down to get the tractor pulling. I know where it needs to go from here, so I think it needs just another touch of fuel, a little bit more fuel, and a little bit more timing, and that'll get the engine running where I want it to, and then a gear change.
Well, pull the front axles out underneath that Polaris sitting back there, and you ought to be able to get down there pretty good as long as you keep the front end on the ground or the back or whatever. I mean,
60 to 70 mile an hour winds. That's
wow.
Might as well be a hurricane. Between the
no offense there, Wayne, but keep that stuff up in Michigan.
Yeah,
I'll take some high winds as long as it blows a big chunk of shingles off my roof. But other than that, I don't want the high winds.
Ken, tell the truth now. How many parking lots have you got into and just seen how fast you can spin a circle with that with the Polaris?
None.
You ain't done that yet?
None.
That seems like that would be fun. Just get out there and lock the wheel and just get gas on it. Just see how many donuts you could get.
It's more fun to do it out in the mud, huh?
Well, I doubt he'd want that take that out in the mud.
You know, I'm surprised somebody has not gotten one and put big mud tires and stuff on it. You know,
I've seen some that look like they've been out in the mud. They just don't wash them.
Yep. Yeah. I was checking out some other videos on YouTube, and somebody was just being an asshole and saying something about, oh, your side by sides look like trailer queens and blah 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 and da da da. And dude's like, when you pay as much for these things as what you pay for them, you take care of them. That means you wash them. You know, yeah. You keep them cleaned off. You know, you don't, cake them full of mud and everything else and get shit all packed up full of mud and then,
Well, I mean that's why people say, well, why don't you snorkel snorkel that one of mine and all that? I said I don't want it going down to the bottom of the damn creek. I mean, if I can't afford to tear it apart, put new axles in it every weekend.
Yeah,
I mean,
if I want to go down the creek, I'll take the boat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
fishing on a boat.
I mean, we go down through there splashing the water, but it ain't deep water. It's just splashing it out. Right. But there are some deep holes down there, that they swim in and all. So it's just I'm not gonna go down there and how to rebuild the engine and rebuild the axles every weekend and all that stuff. I ain't got the money.
Miss Carol.
Hey, Miss Carol.
Yeah, I mean, some of those machines they snorkel and stuff like that, they're cool machines. I mean, it's impressive some of the water they go through and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like you said, I would do it with an old machine that I didn't, give two craps about. I wouldn't do it with a brand new machine.
No. Yeah.
Hey, should I tell Miss Carol how I fixed my truck last week?
Sure.
What did you?
Kind of embarrassing, but I was messing with it, and I was sitting inside, and the little button to go from the front tank and the back tank it pushed in, because on the back, I know the back tank don't work. I was sitting there looking at it, and I tried pushing it. It's like it wouldn't push one way, and I was sitting there, and I put my glasses on. I was reading it. It's like the top said front. I pushed it to the front, and things started right up. I looked at it. It was like it was stuck in between both of them. I said to myself, I don't even understand. It's not like you can hit it because it's inside the dash.
It sounds like it's one of them things you need to take it out and just wire it so it's only on the front tank. That way you never have to have to worry about that switch getting hit again, because more than likely it's going to happen is one of these times that switch is going to get hit and it won't rock back.
No.
Hey, Mean Dean, we got to get Dean up here.
Hi, Dean. How you doing?
Hey, Dean. I don't know. The last couple streams I've seen with Dean, he fell asleep on them, so I don't know.
Well, by the time I get done with mine, I'll be struggling to stay awake.
Hey, how much is a Sunday paper out there? Not that you buy them.
I don't know. I haven't bought one in years.
Well, I
I
think
picked one up tonight when I stopped and got this on the way home. I thought, Sunday paper, okay, $1.50 or whatever. She says $3.75. I was like, what? That's what it is, $3.75. I put it back on the thing. Says, I guess you don't want it. I said, not for that kind of money.
Mm-mm.
I used to go to the gas station in the Monday morning, and I knew the girl that worked in there, and she would have the Sunday papers already pulled out, and she'd pull the funnies out for me because that's the only thing I wanted. And so Monday morning, I get all the funnies.
Yeah, and that was
It's a pain now because we get like the regular everyday newspaper. I don't know who come up with this idea, but it comes through the mail every day.
Mm-hmm.
So if your mail shows up like ours anywhere from 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock in the afternoon, it's like, what's the point?
It's cheaper, and that's why I don't get my local paper, because every time they call and try to sell it to me, I'm like, sure, if you can have it guaranteed that it'll be here before I leave for work, so I can, take it to work with me and read it before I go into work and read at my break, I'll take it. Like, oh yeah, no problem. I said, well, what time does your delivery guy come through in the morning? They're like, oh, it'll be there by 6:30 to 7 o'clock in the morning. I said, I start work at 7, dear.
Too late.
I said, I leave my house at 6. I said, so, if you can have it here before 6 a.m., guaranteed every day, I'll take it. Backwoods boy, what's happening?
Backwoods boy.
Well, we're gonna have to start calling Dean Machine there Rodney.
Rodney.
Yeah, Rodney Dangerfield. He don't get no respect.
No respect.
I tried that delivering paper for a while, but it was some crazy route. It's like I had to drive 25 minutes down one way to the warehouse to pick them up, and sitting there trying to stuff them all in the bags as you're coming back up. And it was like another 25 minutes west of me, all through this town, out through these apartments and stuff. I did that for like a week. It's like, this is killing me, getting up at like 3:30 in the morning to get these papers and get them all out by 6 o'clock so that I could be to work at 7.
I had a buddy years ago. He was disabled. The business was actually under his wife's name, but they had 12 routes for his business.
Oh,
he would do 2. He would do 2. And he had other people that worked for him that did the rest of them, and he made enough money to pay people to run them, and then do his own. And he made good money doing it. Of course, that was 15 years ago, probably.
Well,
I'll pass on that, Miss Carol, doing the 460 big block swap. I don't think that would go good in my Chevy.
I wouldn't take a 460 if you paid me to.
I don't give them. They're good motors. They're good engines. Don't get me wrong.
I don't think they are. I've had 2 of them and they were junk. Couldn't get out of their way.
I've heard some. I've never owned one, but I've heard some really good things about them. Now the Dodge 360 that come in the like the mid 90s Rams, you couldn't pay me to have one of them.
Freeze Plug City there. freeze plug pop out of them every time you turn around.
Well, no, my buddy had one. See, my blue truck is a 94. I think his was a 95. He lives about 5 miles more than where I live at now. It took him almost a quarter tank of fuel to go back and forth to work every day.
Yeah. Well,
that he said you could literally hear it like sucking the fuel out of the fuel tank. Now mine had a 318 tank of gas that lasted me a little over a week and a half.
Well, I had one of our neighbors.
My 84 truck had the 460 in it. And that thing, all you had to do was put the key in. There was a gallon. Turn the key, there was 2 gallons. Started up, there went 5 gallons by the time it would warm up enough that it would actually come off the choke.
Hey, Scott.
So he got rid of that, and then a few years later, his boy bought one of the Durangos with a 318 in it. And I don't know what they changed in the Durango to the full size Rams. That Durango got absolutely horrible gas mileage. Horrible.
Well, the 318 used to was a decent motor. I mean, has always been pretty decent motors, but I mean, I don't know what the newer model ones are. But
yeah. Well, I was looking at Durangos, and he's like, "No, dude." He goes, "Don't buy one of them." He goes, My boy bought one of them. He owned it for about a year and ended up getting rid of it because the gas mileage is so horrible.
I got me a letter this week, and it's really got me stuck. I don't know which way to go with it.
Okay.
I don't know if you can read that.
No, it's kind of blurry. Oh, for the field days for the steam show or power show.
No, with the Logan show up in Boonville.
Oh.
They haven't had that in a couple of years now, I guess.
hey, Patrick.
Patrick, how you doing, buddy? Thank you for stopping in.
I was thinking about that, but I started looking. The last time I went to it, I ended up getting a hotel about 45 minutes away. It was the only thing that had rooms.
Well, you might as well go ahead and go there, Jeff. You ain't gonna. You like me, you can't take it with you when you're gone, so you might as well just start enjoying it while you can.
I think the next 2 or 3 or 4 pulls down at the track are all going to be night pulls. I might have to take a tent with me. They have camping down around there. Right there around the track and stuff. They got people that rent spots for the summer and stuff. So I might have to take a tent with me and actually stay for both rounds and sleep it off, and then come home Sunday morning.
Tent and air matches.
Only thing that's stopping me about this is it's a lot. This fairgrounds this thing's on is bigger than you could even think it is. You can't walk the whole thing in a day. It's like a definite 2-day thing.
Well, you need a tugger like I got, one of them little snapper rear engines. Just put it around.
Yeah, I'll throw the short hood on the trailer and trailer it up there.
Hey, there you go. Hey, I've seen guys at steam shows and everything do that stuff.
Oh, I do that when I go out to Jacktown, but going all the way up to Boonville is a little different story.
Well, take your pillow and your blanket with you and curl up in the front seat. Oh, thank you, Patrick, for smashing that there like button. So,
the last time I went up there was when I had the 78, and Google Maps told me go up go across 84, up 81, get on 90, go east, get off Route 12. I got up there and I'm looking and looking. It's like, where's the signs for Route 12? And I finally pulled over. I looked at my phone and I'm sitting there looking at it, trying to figure it out. It's like, I got to go another 8 miles up here to turn around and come back the other way to get on Route 12. What the fuck is this all about?
Jeff, you drove a truck so long. Haven't you figured out you don't trust Google Maps? I mean, you better off to take a regular, get your old map out of the truck and look at it and actually route yourself in there because Google can be back-assered sometimes. So
what I usually do is I bring up Google Maps and look at it on the computer, see what route they're saying you should take, and then finding the right route, that I want to take.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I was thinking. I thought, I going up 81 and I seen Route 12. And as I was going by, I said, I should probably just got off and just took Route 12 straight across and up. Then I'd be on it.
Yeah.
I said, this way's much quicker.
Yeah. I was invited to a poll until I looked at where it was at. It's like 3.5 hours away. And I'm like, no. I'm not. That would definitely be an overnight trip, because it don't start till evening.
Yeah, but you was fresh off of vacation this weekend. You could have stuck around and got a couple more rounds in.
That's the whole reason I needed to come home. I'm tired from my vacation. I needed a break.
What kind of fish, Sam?
Put your pulley system in underneath that you can hang underneath the car to hold yourself up when you enter the car, and just hang there like you're working on a car, so your boss don't see you taking a nap. I mean,
Sam said he took his son fishing. His son got a fish. That's awesome, Sam. No, that's actually another reason why I want to buy one of them little mini buses, is so I can convert it into like a half camper type deal to tow the trailer for the pulling tractors. And then nights like, last night, I would have stuck around and just locked things up and went to sleep and then head out in the morning. Ooh, we caught a carp. Those can be good fighting fish. I don't know about eating them, but they fight nice. At least the ones I've ever caught did. So
yeah.
You'd be like, what's his face there? That kid Jared on, what was that, youth ship or whatever? Driving around with that little short bus.
Yeah. Hey.
Well, all you got to do is go around and on all the windows, just throw him a tongue like he's licking the windows, and stick a styrofoam helmet up there in the window. So I mean, why they licking it? So
yeah,
I saw a truck up in down in PA, Jeff. You would like?
Yeah, what'd you see?
we lost him.
ID Jeep Comanche pickup long bed.
What did he say? One of them Jeep Comanches?
Yeah, long bed.
Yep.
I like the old C10 Jeep pickups. I think those were cool looking.
I remember the old back in the 60s, the Gladiators.
Mm-hmm.
How about one of them old forward, the FC? They were about the ugliest looking. Kind of wonder what they were smoking when they built them, huh?
Yeah. Well, I mean, as far as the tough vehicle goes now, them old Jeep Wagoneers.
What's that?
You had your own bed and everything in the back. You had a room in the older one you had enough room in the back. You could go use it to go camping with and all that stuff. So, or you could take a nap while you're waiting on the repair truck to find you.
Hey, sir, how you doing,
Hey,
buddy?
Sarah.
Hey, sir.
But back in high school, I had a buddy that had a Pontiac, and I don't remember what it was a big 4-door car. He actually took the back seat out and cut the headache rack thing, the panel out, cut it all out, and he could put like a sleeping thing. He did a lot of fishing and camping and stuff, and could never afford a pickup truck with a camper and stuff. So that's what he did. He took it and he made a area you can sleep in, and they could go fishing and camping and everything else.
See you, Briggs. Oh, he's back.
He went out and came back in.
I've been trying to find one of them slide-in campers for the Mighty Ford.
My ex-son-in-law just found one 2 or 3 weeks ago. It was sitting way back off the road at a house, and he had seen the little for sale sign on it. He pulled in, went up, talked to the old guy, and just shooting a breeze with him. And old guy ended up giving it to him.
Really?
Yeah.
I know I wouldn't have that luck.
Well, it turns out the old guy does the hit miss motors and everything, goes to the steam shows and all that. And my ex-son-in-law was telling him, hey, whole reason I want to get it is because my ex-father-in-law gave me a old Cub Cadet tractor, an A, and I've had the engine redone and everything, and I want to start taking it to some of these steam shows and stuff like that, but it's hard, I don't have a camper or anything, and I don't want to buy a motorhome and that. And that's when the guy started telling him, well, I used to do the hit skip motors, and I know what you're talking about going, that's what I use this for, and blah, 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 and talking and everything. And, because he's got a 8-year-old, my son-in-law's got an 8-year-old boy. And he said, yeah, I really want to get him into the old tractors and stuff like that. And the old guy's like, well, if that's what you're going to use it for, he goes, son, he said, bring your pickup truck up and we'll load it up and you can just have it.
How are you, Mr. Cajun?
Hi, Cajun.
I'm good, Darrell. How are you? Ed, how are you? Ken, Briggs. Hey, Jeff.
Hey, Cajun. This tardiness is not going to be tolerated much longer.
First time in a long time.
I imagine he was eating something good.
No, actually, we were live on Sarah's over at Turner's, and we completely forgot about Pull a Bear Ed being live. Somebody reminded us, so we come over here and give you all a big old raid.
Oh, awesome!
Oh, good.
I didn't even see that he was live.
I didn't today. I seen him the other day, but I popped in, but I couldn't see him.
I didn't
see him today.
I got in on the last hour of his stream. He had a contest and a giveaway. Did a pack out mug. Tumbler. Big old tumbler he gave away today.
Awesome.
Milwaukee had that. Milwaukee tumbler.
Sarah, we got to have a talk. Them daggone Canadians geese are coming down here already this year. So I mean, what's the deal with that? Y'all don't even keep them 3 months anymore. Y'all send them back down here when they come up here.
They've never left around here.
What is it? Geese. Oh, geese.
Oh, them Canadian geese.
Oh, that's good eating.
I bred duck roast.
Those noisy Canadians.
That's some fine eating right there. Make a good gumbo.
I was sitting out there just listening. I was just sitting there out there in the yard in the shop yesterday, and there was a whole daggone flock of them come over. It sounded like. I said, "What in the world is the geese already coming south for?
Getting away from the smoke.
We ain't had no. We ain't even got had summer here yet. I mean, we barely hit 80 degrees this whole summer, and I don't know why, but that's what
I can't stand people stopping to block the whole road up while two geese sit there taking their time crossing it. It's like, keep moving, man. If you aim for them, they actually pick up speed and get off the road.
around my work, we've got a lake right across the street from my house, from my shop. They are so blatant, they don't even get out of the way. There'll be 10 or 12 of them crossing the street, and you can roll right up on them, and they'll just keep on at the same pace, just keep on going until they cross.
Yeah, and you can't kill them.
Nope.
No, but I mean, we got the creek down at the bottom of the mountain. I guess it was late in the evening, so they were looking for a place to park out for the night. So they was going to go. I reckon they was going down to the creek.
Oh no, these things here, the lake we have up on campus and this one here, it's to the point that it's so dirty, people don't like going around the lakes.
I mean, all the shit around.
Yep, all their droppings and stuff.
Yeah,
yep.
And then the geese, and if you got any ducks, they'll root everything out. You got a big old muddy spot.
Yeah,
and then there's rain, fill it up with water and hide all that, but then it'll kind of dehydrate too, and it's a muddy spot again.
Well, we actually had, I think it's called the goose doctor or somebody come in. They're supposed to spray the stuff on the grass so they won't eat the grass and stuff around the lakes, and supposed to get rid of them.
Good luck.
Yeah, the day after he sprays, it looks like a smorgasbord out there. It looks like the numbers triple, like they.
It's called job security for him.
Yeah, job security.
Well, I told the head groundskeeper. I said, man, I said, I think he's putting the wrong chemical on. I think he's putting, attractant, not, deterrent.
Well,
hey, you can get a deterrent. Just have a damn duck roast. Start barbecuing a couple of them and give it out a duck roast, and guarantee it, they'll disappear.
Nope.
Yeah, we went downtown. I think it was one of them hurricanes that blew them sea chickens over the mountains. But these doggone sea chickens got here, and you can't get and the whole daggone parking lot downtown. They took over that place down, and you can't.
Yeah, they'll adapt to anything.
Yeah, I mean, that's I always call them sea chickens. But
we had a few around here after the 2 hurricanes that hit us a couple of years back. We had a few seagulls around here. We 40 miles north of the coast. Hurricanes blew in, like you say, sea chickens in, and seagulls. Yeah. They're gone now, though. But they still got a few around the crawfish pond. They're not in town anymore. They around the crawfish pond.
Well, we've got tons of seagulls in the Walmart parking lot up here. So somebody must have brought them in on a truck. I ain't nowhere near an ocean.
Well, like I said, I mean, we're definitely not. We're sitting in, the town sitting down in the valley, and it's an old mall that there ain't really nothing there but Hardee's. So
Lake Erie.
Yeah, you got the Great Lakes up there, Ed.
I'm too far from the Great Lakes for them. That's a 2-hour drive.
Well, but that wind will blow them down that way. So.
Oh yeah, strong.
It's got to be a good wind to blow that far.
Well, yeah, the day Ed has a lotion near him, I won't be here. Jeff won't be there. Daryl won't be here. There won't be nothing left of the land.
Well, I mean, it's one thing.
I want to know if there's any truth in that somebody said once that if you keep throwing like the little Pepto-Bismol things up in the air and the seagulls eat it, it blows them up.
I heard it was Alka-Seltzer. Alka-Seltzer will.
It maybe it was something like that.
Yeah, it'll make them go crazy.
I heard it blows them up.
On grounds I might incriminate myself on a criminal act, I can't confirm or deny that it works.
I'm not saying nothing, he says.
I had a few seagulls hit the water before, put it that way. I have.
Are you trying to say you had fun when you were a wee lad, Ed?
Yeah.
I'm not saying a word because it would be a criminal act.
Oh, okay.
I think I'm going to Walmart tomorrow morning.
Oh boy. We're gonna Ed Jeff's gonna buy a bunch of Alka-Seltzer.
Well, is it actually illegal to throw it in the water? Throw a pallet full of Alka-Seltzers in the water?
You throw an Alka-Seltzer, you break them in half. You
Yeah.
throw it in the air, and they'll catch it in midair,
Yeah.
and they'll swallow it.
Well, you from what I heard, you start out with a couple of slices of bread, and you start throwing it up in the air, and they start getting used to catching that, and then you toss the chunks of Alka-Seltzer up.
Huh.
You get them frenzied, and starting to do that. And I've also heard that it works too on them carp that when you like go feed them at the dock or whatever, and they like get on top of one another.
Yeah.
That you can start throwing Alka-Seltzer in there too, and they'll gulp them down without checking them out.
Well, I also
Yeah,
heard
you're probably right, Tommy.
I also heard that if you pay $250,000 to get on a submarine and go down trying to go see what the heck was it?
The
Titanic, you're going to be down there permanently.
And that can make you explode too when it falls when the submarine falls apart.
No, it does not make you explode. It makes you implode.
Yeah.
It goes. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It crushes your bones to dust.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a bunch of videos on people using like 55-gallon drums and pop cans and stuff to demonstrate what happened. Rapid depressurization.
Yeah.
I've seen what happens to like a oil delivery truck when you forget to pop the vent open as you're filling somebody's house.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing. All of a sudden you hear this big loud bang and this brand new aluminum tank go.
I've seen the after effects of the dry hopper trucks that do the exact same thing, that blow the stuff off. They get in a hurry and don't open their hatches up, and they start blowing that stuff off and forming a vacuum inside.
Sorry about that, Lucianne.
Well, it's also the big grain. Big grain silos will do that too.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever they start emptying them big grain silos out.
Well, when I worked at the truck garage, we ran all dump trailers or walking floors, and we hired a new younger guy, and kept telling him, "Hey, when you haul this mud, you have to pull your tarp. You have to flip the front of your tarp up over." Oh yeah. I've done it before. Yeah, he come back twice with bent bows.
Uh-oh.
So asked him, what happened? Well, I don't know. They just got bent. Huh, that's funny. They're kind of bent down and in, and these are the front ones. Did you flip your... Oh, yeah, I flipped my tarp back. Yeah. Until he was dumping one day, and one of our other drivers was pulling in and seeing exactly what happened. He come back and said, yeah. Or he actually called the shop and said, yeah, you might as well get 3 or 4 new bows for that guy. He sucked another tarp in. When he got back, oh, I've been a couple more bows, guys. I'm really sorry. I said, did you flip your tarp? Oh, yeah. I said, really? I got a phone call from our other driver that come in right after you. He said he seen your trailer up in the air, and he said it was sucked down in, and the front of the tarp wasn't even unhooked. Oh, no, I had it unhooked. Well, when you got a guy that's been driving for the company for like 13 years, say, no, he didn't have his tarp undone, you kind of tend to believe him.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the thing about it was he had a roll tarp. So all he had to do was get out of his truck, unbuckle the side, and roll it back a foot or so and dump his trailer. Roll it back open, pull the straps back down. It's 4 straps down the side. That's all you got to undo.
Hey, Rail.
Hey, Rail 92.
Or it's like I was when I hauled blacktop one time. One guy dumped a whole load on the ground because he didn't have his chains. They, you know how they open it, put the chains on it and open it up so a little bit. Well, he didn't put his chains on. He raised that bed up, pressed that button. 10 tons of hot, fresh blacktop came down into that paver. I don't need to. I don't. Let's just put it this way. He was on unemployment the very next day.
Yeah.
I'm guessing he was using a power box.
Well, there used to be a concrete company up at the end of my road, and I remember because it was there when I moved in down here, and I remember they had to sell one of their trucks because one of their drivers had a medical emergency while he was waiting in line at site. Left his truck run, left it spinning. One of the other guys was supposed to dump it for him, never dumped it. Thing sat there till the truck ran out of fuel and shut off, and the concrete hardened inside.
Oh yeah. Well, I've seen where they've tried to save some of them twin tanks, and my God Almighty, the chisels, the air chisels, and everything else was flying in that doggone thing when they're trying to save it, but they never did. I don't think they saved it.
Oh no, there was no saving this one. This was a full.
Not if it was pretty much full. No,
it was a full load for they were doing a big a big concrete job for a strip mall. So they were just truck after truck after truck after truck, and yep, nobody bothered to dump his truck for him. And like the owner,
the guy that didn't dump it still have a job.
Yes, he had a job because they couldn't determine who exactly he asked, because there was they had 10 trucks on the job, and they couldn't determine who he asked to dump his truck for him. And he didn't. I mean, the boss is like, dude had a freaking medical emergency. I can't blame him for it. And what's he supposed to do? Oh no, I can't go to the hospital right now because I got to dump my truck. Once I get my truck dumped, then And like the owner said, even if they would have dumped it off and not hosed it out, would have been a whole lot better than letting a whole load of concrete sit in there and spin until the truck run out of fuel.
Well, that's for sure.
One thing I've always hated being under a milling machine.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that company, they didn't go out of business. He sold out to a larger concrete company. But I kind of miss them because they would do the concrete pier blocks, with leftover concrete. And they used to sell them suckers dirt cheap. Now I need about a dozen of them. I'd like to have about a dozen of them. But
they're nice.
The people that make those down here are the people that have built the tombs and all that for that go in the ground or above ground.
Yeah.
They're the ones that make the house piers. They kind of go up at an angle. They got all the steel forms for them.
Yeah. Yeah, these guys, I mean, they had the steel forms and stuff, and what it was is like if they had an overrun batch of concrete or, something that wasn't to grade what they needed or whatever, they'd put in these things for like retaining walls or whatever. And, I mean, they used to sell them cheap, just to be able to make a little bit of profit or whatever from the, from the waste. But I want some now to put on the backside of my garage.
Well,
to basically, I want to extend my garage out, but I don't want to have that much fill, because when I get out as far as I want to extend the garage, I'd have to come up about 4 feet. So,
that bad weather's getting close to y'all over there, huh? They had some tornadoes in Ohio today.
You think I'm gonna have a storm?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you got it. You're driving right into it.
No.
Go faster, Briggs. It's getting away from you.
Well, we went to
Or
well,
driving away
the
from
guy.
it.
The guy I used to work for, he would he built a shop without any cement floor in it, and there's might have one coming down there at you,
Yeah, I was
Briggs.
thinking to say that looked like a funnel cloud wanting to come down on you.
But anyway, those he had the guys at the concrete company. They would throw on an extra yard or a couple yards on the truck, so it wasn't 3 miles from the power plant. So they'd bring it over and dump it. Well, there's a daggone big difference between that regular concrete and what went to them daggone that power plant. You could actually spray water on that concrete, and it would sit there and sizzle. I mean, 3 or 4 years after they'd poured it, the daggone concrete was actually sit there and sizzle. I mean, that was kind of weird the way it all worked out, but he ended up he done the whole inside of his shop. But the thing about it was, he did pay he'd throw the driver, $100 or $2, whatever it was, he had left over in the truck, and but the thing about it was you had to work it time they got there because they didn't have time to mess around. So, but I mean, you had to have the place open so they could drop it in there quick. So,
All right, y'all. It's been my hour. Daryl's coming up in about a half an hour. So I dropped a link in there to Daryl's live stream. So please, everybody, click on that and go over and check him out. I will stop in and say hello before I go off to Dreamland. So, and appreciate everybody, and hope you all had a great weekend, and hope we'll see you again next weekend.
I appreciate it.
Hi, everybody, as always, love, peace, and crackling grease. Catch y'all later. Blue Top.
See y'all.
See y'all in a few minutes.